Crash Course Instrumentation, Episode 32, Desoldering and Rework Techniques. Welcome back to Crash Course Instrumentation. Today's episode is all about fixing mistakes, removing parts, and cleaning up bad joints. Whether you're replacing a sensor pin, cleaning up a solder bridge, or reworking a PCB, this one's for you. Let's start with why desoldering matters. Even the best techs occasionally mess up. Wrong part, backward orientation, bad joint, or a damaged pad, it happens. Desoldering and rework are essential skills for both prototyping and field repair. Here are the top 5 ways you may rework a solder joint or connection. They all have their specific uses, and be sure to plan ahead before starting the repairs. You should always have everything you need and the correct tools before starting any job. 1. Desoldering wick, solder braid. How it works. Copper braid draws molten solder up into itself through capillary action. Best for cleaning up through hole pads or small solder blobs. Tip: add flux to the braid for better heat transfer and quicker cleanup. 2. Solder sucker, vacuum pump. How it works. Heated solder is sucked into a spring-loaded or electric pump. Best for through-hole part removal. Tip: heat the joint with your iron, then trigger the vacuum quickly. 3. Electric desoldering stations. How it works. Combines a soldering tip with a vacuum system for continuous extraction. Best for high-volume rework or dense boards. Tip: regularly clean out the filter and nozzle to maintain suction. Hot air rework station. How it works. Blows controlled hot air to melt solder without direct contact. Best for surface mount device, SMD, removal and replacement. Tip: preheat the board with a hot plate to reduce thermal stress. 5. Reflow and preheaters, used in combo with hot air to soften solder joints across the whole board. Reduces warping, lifts, and thermal shock, especially for multi-layer PCBs. Field insight. If you're reworking a loop-powered transmitter or compact PLC board, thermal damage is your enemy. Always use ESD protection and controlled heating. Pro tip: when removing a part, first add a little solder. Why? Fresh solder helps transfer heat more evenly and revives old oxidized joints, making them easier to clean. Fun fact: some techs use wooden toothpicks or orange sticks to gently lift parts without scratching the board. NASA approved, believe it or not. Safety tips. Never pull a lead out by force. Always remove the solder first. Wear eye protection, especially with spring-loaded pumps. Use fume extraction with all heated tools. Coming up next, we'll review soldering iron care and tip maintenance to keep your gear in top shape. If you learned something new or rescued a board thanks to this episode, drop a like and subscribe. And post your favorite rework trick in our Facebook group. Shout out to Tony Kuphaldt and the Model Project. Full source material available free at ibiblio.org.